This way?
You're trying to go this way.
So I'm turning the wheel this way.
Yes,
I'm confused.
just like the golf cart. Now put your foot on the gas.
No, this is more confusing. I'm sorry.
It's the same thing. There you go. You are doing great. Good morning and welcome back to our channel. I'm Colleen and this is Our Blessed Life. And this is Sophie. And who else have we got here?
Anna.
It's Sophie and Anna.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so today we are getting started with school. I'm gonna make brunch in a little bit. I am trying to get back on more strict, like fast or whatever. I've been sort of doing it, but then not really strictly keeping track of the time. So I'm probably really only hitting it on certain days, and I'm trying to get back on that because that was working pretty well for me. So I'm trying to get back on that today. It is about 11:30. And we are getting ready to do history, which is kind of like our morning time. Katie has additional history that she does as a high school student, but we are using right now. We've actually done 2 of the Good and the Beautiful history programs this year. We've done year 1, and right now we're almost finished with year 2, and we have really enjoyed those. I may do a separate video on that. If you're interested in learning more about the Good and the Beautiful history, let me know down in the comments below. And I may even just do a video like my favorite history curriculum, because we've used a good many and we really like a lot of them. But we are getting ready to do history, and then I'm going to do independent work with Sophie while Katie finishes up her independent work. So we're getting closer and closer to finishing up our school year. So Sophie finished handwriting yesterday. She was already finished with her science and her social studies. We added on an additional science about halfway through the year, and that was Master Books, Adventures in Creation. And we will not finish that book because it was just kind of too much. But we will probably honestly get through a lot of it because it's set up in 3-day weeks, and we can easily do the 3 days in 1 day. Sophie's really enjoyed this book. So we still have this to go, Language, Arts, and Math for Sophie. She's finished up her other science book, which was a Becca science reader, and she's finished her Becca history book, and she finished up her handwriting yesterday. Katie has finished her science curriculum, her French curriculum, and she's finished her Western cultural history, but she still needs to do her term paper for science, and she's also got an honors project for French, so we're still working on those. But the sort of classwork is done on that, and she should probably be finished with her American history either this week or next week. So it's kind of, things are starting to drop off here at the end of the year, which is how it always works out for us. So we're going to go ahead and do our independent work, and then we're going to take Katie to do a little bit of driving practice.
After World War I ended, the boundaries of Europe changed significantly. Let's explore the changes. The former empire of Austria-Hungary was dissolved, and 4 new nations were created from its land.
Or maybe 2, 'cause yesterday I lost.
Where does the government get its power, Sophie? From the
People.
Good job. What are the 3 branches of government?
What is it?
Legislative,
What is it?
judicial, and executive.
It's gonna be okay, no matter come what may. I'm gonna set things straight. Tomorrow, I'll let my worries fade. Let them sweep away, there'll be another day. Tomorrow, I keep repeating the same mistakes. I did them all before, in every shape. There's a million ways to mess things up, and I need some time to figure out what.
So South Carolina still has their golf courses open. At least most of the golf courses are still open, and but they do have to go by the social distancing rules. And so what I'm going to do today when I go out to play, I'll take some video shots of some of the things that they've done differently, and we'll include it in the video so that you guys can kind of see what golf courses are doing out there.
Tomorrow, oh, oh, oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, 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 oh. Tomorrow I will set things straight. Tomorrow's gonna be okay. Let all my troubles go away. Tomorrow, it's gonna be okay. No matter come what may, I'm gonna set things straight. Tomorrow, let all our worries fade. Let them sweep away. There'll be another day. Tomorrow, it's gonna be okay. No matter come what.
Okay, so we are finishing up school now. I'm going to work with Sophie on science, and Katie is doing her final exam for her U.S. history, so that's another course that will be coming off today. She basically did block scheduling today, and she did a whole week's worth of history, a final exam of history, and then she also did math. So that's going to complete her day for today, and it just kind of makes it a little bit easier for us as we approach the end of the year, just to go ahead and get certain classes like completely done, so that we can focus on some of her bigger projects that we still have left for the year, her science project and her French project. We are in the car, and we've got several things that we're getting ready to do. So I have some things that need to be returned to Target. I'm not going to do any actual shopping. I'm just going to make the returns before I'm out of my window to return those things. Katie's gonna stay in the car with her while I run in real quick. Then I told the girls I would take them to Starbucks, and then we're gonna take Katie to do a little bit of like driver's ed. Katie hasn't really not been feeling the driving. She is just hasn't had a lot of interest, and like, just, you know, like some kids are like super excited to drive. She hasn't really cared. So I'm kind of encouraging her that we just need to get started on it, and just because I want her to get as much experience as possible while she's still home. So we've done it a few times, but not many. And we've gone to like a school parking lot where we've just kind of driven around in a circle and like practice parking in a parking space, and you know, like the very, very, very basic. She's not comfortable yet, and she hasn't really done enough in the car yet to like practice driving me to the store or any of that kind of stuff. So my goal is to get her to that point to where when we need to do little errands, that she can drive me and just get that practice of driving. So that's been something that I feel like, because she hasn't really had any interest, I feel like I've kind of fallen down on that, because you know, she doesn't really care, so I haven't pushed it. So today is the day that we are going to change all of that. So
I don't know if I'll ever be interested in driving, but
you will. It's just, you just need some practice, and I think it seems like a bigger thing right now than it is. And it's honestly good that you're like that you are taking it seriously. You know, it's good that you are taking it seriously, because some kids don't really understand, like,
the way they put it in the manual makes no one want to do it, honestly.
Walked into the store, they're not taking any returns. They said it's because of coronavirus. I'm not really sure that makes any sense, because they said that they will take returns of the same items after the 26th. So just not taking any returns until then, but they are, whatever the time frame that they allow for making a return, they have extended those. So I was in and out of there in like a minute because of that. And so I came out to the car, and Katie and I took the top off the Jeep. So now we're heading to Starbucks. So that'll be one good thing for today. Yeah, you have to use one foot.
Which one's the gas and which one's the brake?
Okay, the gas is the one on the right, the brake is the one on the left.
Okay. I'm worried that I'm gonna like back up and then back up into the...
There's nothing behind you. This is there's a huge space. Okay, so here we go. Katie's gonna just practice driving.
I don't like this. I don't like it.
I think you lost a lane, but it doesn't matter. Just stay in the... I know, but it's okay. You're doing good.
No, I don't think I'm doing good. I think I'm doing terrible.
You're not. You just need some practice. Thank you for that encouragement, Sophie. She's doing really good.
On a golf course, they've got you in separate golf carts. Each individual has their own golf cart. So we can keep our distance. 4 of us playing. So what they also are telling everybody is basically you don't touch the flag stick, you don't pull the flag stick out at all. And they have the cups down here, we can see it. They're actually upside down, inverted. The cups are upside down so that when the ball goes in, it kind of sits at the top where all you got to do is just put your fingers over it, grab it with 2 fingers and pick it up. And the bunkers, they've removed the rakes out of the sand traps so that no one has something to touch that would be shared but everybody else. And so those are the things that they've done on golf courses to allow.
Okay, I am getting ready to start supper. We are going to have stuffed meatballs and spaghetti tonight. I'm going to be using 2 pounds of ground beef, or you can use 1 pound of ground beef and 1 pound of ground sausage, 2 eggs, and then I'm going to use a cup of Italian seasoned breadcrumbs. I'm going to use 1/4 of a cup of grated Parmesan cheese, about a tablespoon of parsley. I'm going to use a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of oregano, and I'm going to use a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper and salt. So I'm going to mix all that up. I'm also going to chop up at least 1/2 of an onion.
Take some good advice. Don't let your fear decide. That's how you break inside. You don't need to worry. Somebody's waiting down the line. You pick up the pieces. Hey, you'll be alright. I can feel the sun and how the wind makes way across the fields. Let me take a breath. Let me be a part of something real.
It's time for our birthdays for today. We've enjoyed so much celebrating your birthdays with you in the month of April. We still have a few left. Today we have 2 birthdays. First, Cameron is turning 12 on April 25th. Happy birthday, Cameron! Happy birthday!
Also on April 25th, Sam turns 13. Happy birthday, Sam.
Happy birthday! I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye!